WTOL 11 Sports presents Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. Your dreams await. And by Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Doing it different, doing it right. By Frickers, the home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. By PT Link Physical Therapy. Feel the difference and get relief now. By Renewal by Anderson. Anderson Window Muscle. Local 419 Hustle. By Absolute Mobile Glass. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it faster. Absolutely. And by Schrader Tire and Oil. We keep the transportation industry rolling and safe. Now, here's Tyler Segerman.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into a new season of Big Board Friday. Excitement doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. Football, see, too excited, is back, and we are all better for it. I'm pleased to be your host once again this year as we kick off the 2025 high school season. We've added a new social element to the show, which you'll see later on. Plus, we got Play of the Night. That's back, and of course, highlights from a dozen area games. So let's jump in. We start with a new era for Whitmer football. Ken Winters retired, so Justin Keller takes over. A former Panther quarterback and assistant. His debut would come down near Columbus. Dublin, to be exact. Whitmer making the 2.5-hour drive, seeking to do what they did last year, and that's beat Kaufman. We picked this one up in the third quarter. Panthers already up 10-0, and they are driving. The give here is Jamon Holmes, and the junior falls into the end zone for the second time of the night. Whitmer now up 17-0. Later on in the quarter, Kaufman on offense. The QB dropping back, but there's Dominic Arendt picking it off, and he's going the other way with a convoy. That sets up the Panther offense, and they would then capitalize on the doorstep. Holmes again forcing his way in. 3 touchdowns he'd end up with on the on the night. 30-0 victory, as Whitmer rolls in this one from Dublin. Here's Chase Bachman with more on the victorious Panthers.
Tyler, Whitmer just slowly and steadily wore down Kaufman. It wasn't anything crazy. On defense, they had about 4 interceptions and a fumble recovery, did their job, didn't give up a single point. And on offense, Jamon Holmes was the star. The junior running back had 3 rushing touchdowns, about 80 yards, 5 yards a carry. And in the end, Justin Keller starts his head coaching career with a shutout win on the road. And on top of that, it's he and his wife's 27th wedding anniversary. Hard to imagine a better start to his head coaching career.
Yeah, it was a slow start. Obviously our defense played outstanding the whole game and kept us in it early. I can't say enough about our defense and this coaching staff and the effort and the job that they did today. Yeah, he's a sledgehammer, man. He runs so hard and he's so physical. And when you talk about wearing teams down, I mean that's what our backfield does. It wears teams down.
It's phenomenal. We came in the game. We know we're gonna do good. So it's just phenomenal coming out first game of the season just winning. So it's great.
Whitmer will be back home for week 2 when they host the King Crusaders out of Detroit, and Keller will look to get win number 2 of his head coaching career. Reporting from Dublin, Chase Bachman, WTOL 11.
Appreciate it, Chase. Steinecker Stadium, the stage for Perrysburg season opener. Jackets reuniting its series with Bowling Green, a matchup they've won 5 straight times. Junior Brady Maxwell waited his turn and now steps into the starting quarterback role, and he'd have no problem tonight. His legs as much a weapon as his arm. Powerful 26-yard run there puts the home team up double digits. Bobcats, though, would stand tough despite the early adversity. Antoine Lawrence in great position snags the interception to help flip the momentum in favor of BG, but it would be short-lived as Maxwell bounces back and throws a dart down the field for a streaking JDZ, and Perrysburg runs away with a 64-0 shutout victory. Staying in the Northern Lakes League Buckeye Division, Anthony Wayne putting in the miles tonight. They squared off in Upper Arlington. Opening quarter, Golden Bears with possession. They're third in the red zone here. Their quarterback is going to take it, look it downfield, but the pass falls incomplete, so they would then set up for a field goal. But the attempt here not going to get through because there's a flag. There'd be a false start, so we try this thing again. And this time the kick is up, but it's no good. So some life for the Generals, but unfortunately not enough going on for A-Dub tonight as they would fall in this one 31-6, the final. Along Cherry Street, Central Catholic poised at another great season, a great challenge to open the year in Walsh Jesuit. The Irish, so much so, down 17-6 at the break. That was until the fourth quarter. Handoff here to Jeremiah Fuller, fighting his way across the goal line. That gives Central 6 and the right back in it. So they go for 2. Ali Beydoun taking the snap. He'll throw it to Amari Eliano in the end zone. Great snag there over to the defender, and just like that, Central is within 3. Less than 4 minutes to go. 4th and goal here. Beydoun rolling out. He'll launch to the end zone, but the pass overshoots his wide receiver, and that would be the last chance the Irish would get as they're unable to pull out the victory tonight. They lose 17-14. Here's Noel Blumel with more from Gallagher Stadium.
Not the result Central Catholic wanted, but competition they expected. Walsh Jesuit jumped ahead early, and the Irish did make a comeback, but it was just too late, causing them to fall in their first loss at home in over 20 games.
We did a lot of self-inflicted things in the first half, whether it be penalties, turnovers, or missed opportunities, and giving up a big play. I mean, that's kind of the story of the game. You can't win a game in the first half, you lose it, and we did just enough, me included, that the first half really cost us. We came back and did some great things the second half, but it was a little too late. And we have a tough schedule. We can talk about all I want, but that's our schedule. We chose it. We got to play it. We have to win these games. We wanted to play that we've run 100 times at practice, and they defended it well. They practiced too. They're a good team, and let's not get it to 4th and 3. That's what I'm going to go back and look at.
Head coach Greg Dempsey also telling the team in a huddle after the game that next week starts tomorrow, as they'll head up to Michigan to face powerhouse Cass Tech next. But until then, reporting from Gallagher Stadium, Noel Blumel, WTOL 11.
Thank you, Noel. At Leiden Field, Joe Horde beginning his tenure with the St. John's Titans, program seeking its first win at home in 2 years, and it would be a great start. KJ Briggs coming in and blocking the punt. Cooper Binkowski then recovers and sets St. John's up in great position. They would then turn that into points as they give here to Sam Harshman, who muscles his way in for the score, 7-0. SJJ. Then after forcing another turnover, St. John's again on the doorstep, and it's Harshman again finding his way across the goal line. Titans go on to get the win 49-8. To another Catholic High School League versus City League matchup, St. Francis aiming to build off a stellar 2024 season, and Waite with a new head coach, Russ Jennings. Opening quarter, 4 minutes to go. Knights already up 14-0 when quarterback C.J. Collins Walker hands the fake and then fires across the middle there for Jade Houston. He'll take it the rest of the way for a 20-0 advantage. Down to 40 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Knights once again toting the rock, and it's Eli Bill using his shiftiness and speed to erase past the defense. There is another touchdown, 27-0 Knights. And how about the new man, Rocco Pillarelli, joining the squad this year, and he's going to find the crease and the hole, going in untouched. St. Francis wins easily and wins big, 64-19 the final. Now it's time to debut our Big Board Friday fan cam, where you at home can be a part of the show. We begin with history. That's right, Woodward snapping the state's longest losing streak with a 28-22 win over Cleveland at John Adams. They had a 41-game losing streak. It's over now. Congratulations to Coach McNeil. Then, of course, the River Rock rivalry was last night in Defiance, and here's the Bulldogs, the band, the team, the cheerleaders all celebrating that 20-19 victory last night. Of course, you at home, be sure to send us your photos or videos. We can showcase them here on Big Board Friday, so be sure to do that all season long. Thank you guys for tuning or submitting those here tonight. Now, it's time for our first break in the action, but still plenty more to highlight, including the Battle of Sylvania. Stick around. Big Board Friday continues next. Thank you to those Northview Junior High cheerleaders. Welcome back. Speaking of Northview, prior to 2023, Northview and Southview football would meet in Week 10 to end the regular season. Sometimes it would add more to the rivalry, but not always. When you face off in game number 1, however, well, the stakes don't get much higher than that. Wildcats and Cougars squaring off for the right to be 1-0. Battle of Sylvania. Of course, Barry Bach, his first game as the head man for Northview, but it would be Southview up 20-0 out of the gates, and they're going to add to it here, flea flicker style. Jackson Hesse scrambling around the pocket, fires up and fires deep to Adam LaPlaw, strolls in for the wide open touchdown, and the Cougars extend their lead 26-0. Then right before the half, it's more from the home team. Hesse again going to step up and again going to fire deep. He's got a cannon, and there's LaPlaw again, his third of the night. Hesse had 5 touchdowns and a lot of points for the Southview Cougars. They go on to roll 40-0, the final in shutout fashion. First-year head coach Sam Arredondo leading Springfield into Maumee tonight. Blue Devils trying to snap a skid against the Panthers, and they had their game plan working early, up 21-7 at the break and seeking more out of it. Gabe Gregory showcasing straight near the goal line, and he knows where the camera is. Celebrate accordingly, young man. Very next drive, number 24, looking to add 6 more to the mission, and this one on cruise control. 3 touchdowns on the night for Gabe Gregory, the junior, and Arredondo earns his first win in dominant fashion, 42-14. In Fremont, the Little Giants squaring off with Columbian. Tornadoes have taken the last 2 meetings, but it would be the Little Giants getting on the board early and often. Working early here is the reverse there, double reverse, finds Steven Ryder, who takes it in from 10 yards out, and there is the early lead for Fremont Ross. Next possession, Tornadoes turn. They're looking to respond. Logan Gooding going to step up in the pocket, but Marquez Williams there to meet him for the sack. He'll bring him down for the loss and help keep the momentum in favor of the home team. Tiffin, though, not going down easy. Early second quarter, Mason Seitz powering and showing a little muscle there to find the end zone, but it'll be Fremont Ross in a great game. They hang on and gut it out. 13-7 ends up being the final. A new era kicking off at Clay. Derek Pennington leading the Eagles for the first time as they traveled south to Wapakoneta. Clay having some trouble moving the ball, but minutes before the half, the Eagles mount a drive here and get in the Wapak, or down to the Wapak 2-yard line there with a great little play design, and then before a bad snap results in a loose ball, Wapak would then recover. Clay fighting in this one, but they would go on to lose by the final of 28-7 there on the road in week 1. It's now time to reveal our play of the night and check out the hands, or should I say hand, from Morgan Harris. Are you kidding me? Going up and over the defender to haul in the touchdown. Got to take another look. What a way to score the team's first points of the season. Great concentration, making for a great finish. So nonchalant about it, too. I love it. How's that for some classroom riz on Monday? Heck of a catch from the junior, and it comes in a victory, but I won't spoil it. Those highlights are coming up later on in the show. What a snag. One last stoppage before we wrap this show up. Still to come, a check-in on the Route 20 rivalry between Bellevue and Clyde. Highlights and reaction from that, and 2 more games hit your screen next.
You're watching Big Board Friday on WTO 11. Yeah!
Shout out to the Bowling Green Marching Band there. Welcome back. The anticipation for Week 1 of high school football is hard to match as it is. Add in the element of a rivalry game, and those emotions elevate to a new level. Bellevue and Clyde, no exception, scoring off in the latest edition of the Route 20 rivalry. Flyers have held the torch in this series of late, winning the last 4 meetings, including a shutout last year. But this is a new Bellevue squad, and they showed early on. Third quarter, they had the lead, and quarterback Ike Brown with the sweep here takes it in, and it's from 15 yards out, puts the Redmen up 26-14. Next drive, Flyers looking to respond at the goal line. Lincoln Mullins finds the pay dirt as he muscles his way across the goal line. Redmond, though, would have the fumble. However, the refs call it a touchdown because he crossed the goal line. Fast forward to the 4th now. Bellevue looking to seal the deal, and look at there. Brown rolling out, finding Billy Saberna for the game-sealing catch there near the pylon in Bellevue. Was surprising to many. 33-23 victory in the first game of the Alex Shepard era. Here's more with the new head coach.
The right guys were in that room. I said, we just got to make changes and we got to work hard and make it happen. And they trusted in me, and they worked their butts off, and they came out here and they gave max effort. And that's what I asked of them all offseason, was just give as much effort as possible. And they did it, and they got it done. So I'm just super proud of our kids. We're happy tonight. We're going to go celebrate, but we got 9 more to go. So we've got more work to do.
I mean, we just worked hard all summer, and then worked hard all 2 days, switched some things up, and just tried to be physical because we knew we weren't bigger, but we just had to be more physical. We kept running the ball, running, so we were figured it was time to do a little play action, and ended up getting open and dive and catch, and it worked. And he brought just a change, and he brought a lot of intensity, a lot of hard work. I mean, we already worked very hard, but I feel like, I don't know, we just worked hard, worked a little different with him, switched some things up, and I don't know, it just feels great.
Northern Buckeye Conference country we go. Genoa battling Archbold in another Week 1 tone setter. After a scoreless first quarter, Archbold with the ball. You saw this play earlier. Morgan Harris with a one-handed catch gets the Blue Streaks on the board. Then Genoa would go on offense. Miles Mollenauer going to find Ryan Routzen open downfield. He'll find the end zone there to even things up, but it'll be Archbold getting the victory tonight by the final of 33-28. Great game there. And that's going to do it for us on Week 1 of Big Board Friday. Appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll see you again next week for week number 2. Thank you, and have a great night and a great rest of your weekend.